All right, what's going on, y'all? Mickey Leon here, District of Curves. So I know some of y'all probably saw my little announcement. So today we are going to be going live with the ladies from the Miss Full Figured NCR pageant. Many of you know this has been a journey. We've been doing this since March, but honestly, since before that. The pageant is finally coming, which is like crazy that we're here. But we are going to have our special guest on in just a minute. So I want to give everybody a chance to kind of join real quick. So give you about 30 seconds and we will bring on our first guest to talk, which will be the director, Miss Gabriella Parker, and all her confidence. So just a second. All right, Mrs. Parker, how are you?
Good evening, Mr. Leon. I am good. Hi, guys. Good evening. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've been on here.
I know.
We got a lot going on, big things coming up. So, we're not going to take too long. We're just going to get right into it. Tell the people what's going on and what we have for them tonight.
Look, we're here. For those of you who have been following our journey, and for those who haven't, we I don't know that we ever thought we would get to September. It was always kind of a bit of a just this date in the far off distance, but it's here. Pageant weekend is less than 3 weeks away. We all feel it. We are excited. The pressure is on. The ladies are here to give you just an incredible show. They have been working hard for the past 5.5 months, and the work continues. We just wrapped up an incredible rehearsal on Sunday, and we're here September 27th and 28th at Martin's West in Baltimore, Maryland. These ladies will be taking the stage, competing for the titles of Miss Full Figured USA National Capital Region, Miss Full Figured USA National Capital Region Plus, and Miss Exquisite Full Figured USA National Capital Region. These are the inaugural delegates. We have 10 incredible women competing across the three categories, and across the board, they are excellent. They are getting their gowns together, they're getting their swimwear together. All 10 of them are competing in swimwear. You don't want to miss that. They are getting their speeches together. They have incredible platforms. You'll hear some of them tonight, but it's just going to be a really, really good time. So, September 27th and 28th in Baltimore, Maryland. If you haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets today. We don't have many left. Um, there are a few promo codes lying around. If you do not have one, reach out to me and I can give you one just to save a little bit of money. But we are having the pageant, the formal gala on September 28th at 4 p.m. in Baltimore, Maryland. Please come. If you know me, if you know Mickey, if you know any of these ladies, you already know what kind of show we're going to bring, and you definitely want to be there. If you want to find a way to support, please, buy a ticket. If you can't make it, buy a ticket for someone else. But we're just going to have a really, really good time. We do also have something on Saturday, and I'm going to actually kick it to Mr. District of Curse to tell you what's going on there.
All right. So, Saturday, we are having an event. Look at it like it's a party. Um, It is a purple and white affair. So it's a time. It's not our usual fashion show. There is going to be a fashion component, of course, because it's District of Curves, right? But it's a chance for you to, put on some nice cocktail attire. Purple and white is the preference. You don't have to, but that's the preference.
Yeah,
Come
that's
out,
good.
have a good time. We have food. We have an open bar. So I'm gonna say that again.
Open.
We have an open bar.
Yeah,
Um, Food, open bar, and there's
for
an
a
open bar.
really, really good price.
Yeah.
For those of you who live in the DMV or Baltimore, you cannot go out to dinner and get two drinks and an appetizer for the price of this ticket. So if you are looking for something to do on a Saturday night and have a good time, you should probably come here. Like he said, there will be food, there will be open bar, there will be a DJ dancing. It'll be our official kickoff preliminary for the pageant. It'll be a celebration. You will get to meet the ladies. You will get to see them get their official pins. It's going to be a good time. Even if you are not a pageant person, even if you care nothing about this pageant, you will leave very, very happy.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't have to be affiliated with the pageant to come to this. It's open to everybody. It's open to the normal District of Curves audience. It's a party. It's an event. So come out, eat, drink, like you said, DJ preliminaries, meet everybody. But we're gonna have a good time. Space is limited, more limited for this than it is for the actual pageant. So, if you want to come, don't hesitate. Get your tickets. We have the link here. It's down here. It'll be on the DOC page, in the bio for the Instagram, everywhere. So don't delay in getting your ticket if you want to come out.
Do not. And I want to say one more thing about that since I've been getting a bunch of emails about it. Vending. So there are no spaces left for vending on Sunday at the pageant. We have very limited space, and I've gotten at least 3 requests today for vending. If you would like to vend, we have very limited spaces available for Saturday night's party. And I think two of them might have been taken up today. I may only open one more for Saturday night. So if you would like to vend, reach out as soon as possible. Either DOC, NCR, reach out to your favorite contacts here and see how you can get on the list. But a lot of people have asked me about vending at pageant weekend, and I just don't have the space to do it on Sunday. If you would like to be one of those people, being in the room, getting in front of our audience, we do have very limited space on Saturday. Okay.
Oh yeah, and when it comes to tickets too for Sunday, if you know the ladies, um, make sure you work through them. Get your ticket, but make sure you let them know so that it adds to their support. They know that you're coming out to support them. Just having a good time.
Yeah.
All right. So without further ado, we are going to bring on the delegates from the Miss Full Figure category.
Yes.
All right. So you will see them popping onto the screen, and then everybody can introduce themselves.
So while they're coming up, I just want to explain for the folks who don't know much about the Miss Full Figured USA system. There are 3 categories. There's Miss Full Figured USA, that is sizes 12 through 18, ages 18 to 39. There's Miss Full Figured USA Plus, that is sizes 20 and up, ages 18 to 39. And then there is Miss Exquisite Full Figured USA, which is ages 40 to 60. Who you are about to see are the Miss Full Figured USA National Capital Region delegates. These are our inaugural season delegates competing for the Miss Full Figured USA NCR crown. Hi, ladies. Well, that was cute how you all came in together.
Now y'all gotta unmute yourselves now so we can hear you.
Hey, I think we're all unmuted now. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
These ladies are they're such a joy to work with. Just seeing them come in and watching the ways that they have blossomed. They came in already strong and powerful with incredible stories, and then seeing the way that they have taken this process and just ran with it, made it their own. It really is a sight to see, especially in my first year. And I'm super, super proud of you all. And I'm going to go around the screen and let you all briefly introduce yourselves, and then we'll get into a little bit more about who you are and your platform. So on my screen, and I think that it's the same for everybody, it is Miss Geronda going first. So please briefly introduce yourself, where you're from, and why you decided to join the Miss Full Figured USA system.
Hi, everybody. My name is Geronda Shaquille Scott. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And now I guess I'm a resident of Virginia. And I am doing the pageant to do something to push myself out of my comfort zone. So,
Now tell me, because I heard this, and I want you to tell the people like how you found out about our pageant.
I found out about the pageant through Julie. And because I was saying I wanted to do something to like, put myself out there more. And she was like, oh, I did a pageant. You should like think about like doing that. And then she invited me to like lunch. We went and got some crabs in Maryland, and she invited Amber as well. And they told me all about it. I'm like, I'm do it, and I did it, and now I'm here. So
I love that. And for those of you who don't know who she's talking about, she is talking about Julie Brooks, Miss Full Figure DMV 2021 delegate. We love her so much. And Amber Pratt, Miss Exquisite DMV 2021 first runner up, I believe. And just incredible ladies that I met throughout my own journey, and seeing them continue to inspire and promote the brand and bring new people into the system makes me very, very happy. And I am honored to have met you and to have you in my circle. So thank you for being here. Now, Miss Shantae, tell the people who you are.
Hi everybody. So I'm Shantae Wadi. I'm from Washington D.C., Southeast Washington D.C. And the reason why I joined the pageant is this year I said I just was gonna do whatever I wanted to do, and this was something I really wanted to do. And like Joanna said, just step out of my comfort zone and just go for it. So that's why I'm here.
Now, tell me, and I guess tell Mickey how you found out about the pageant.
So, I am in the modeling scene, in this area, and I'm a part of the DLC has a like a private chat on Instagram where they just drop updates or opportunities and things like that, and they drop this in there. I happened to see it. I saw it a couple times, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and go for it. I missed the first party, but then I found a way to find you, and now I'm right here.
And you absolutely found me, you stayed on me, you absolutely said this is something I want to do, and you've been on it from day one, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being here for sure.
Thank you.
Miss Takia Blackman, tell me what's up, tell the people who you are.
Oh my gosh. Gabby, I don't like answering that question, who am I? Because I don't just do
I
one
get
thing. I am multifaceted.
it, honestly.
Takia Blackman. I am originally from New Jersey, but I have been a Maryland resident for over 10 years now. I what do I do? I mean, I'm a professor, I have a nonprofit, I'm a speaker, I have a consulting business, podcast. I do a lot. But I'm just really excited for this opportunity to do something that doesn't have to do with work, because I am somebody that I would have considered myself, and probably still struggle with it, a bit of a workaholic. And so participating in this pageant is really an opportunity to do something that has nothing to do with work. While it's great to get fulfillment and joy from your career that you choose to do, it's also equally, if not more important, to have hobbies and to do things that bring you joy. And so that's why I'm participating in the pageant, opportunity to just do something fun, and also a way to help my journey as I'm navigating grief. When I was a child, I participated in pageants as a little girl, and it was really the thing that helped me to build my confidence as always being a plus size woman, or little girl rather. And my grandmother was very involved in terms of helping me make my costumes, and since she recently passed away, I thought this would also be a really great opportunity to honor her as well.
I love that. We've talked a lot about that, and just kind of using this as a safe space. It's something that I have created for all of you to come in and kind of find your light, whatever that looks like for you. And, I know we've had lots of conversations, and I am proud of you for embracing the journey. I know when we first spoke back in January, you were very hesitant because of all of the things on your plate. But something that she did not mention is that she is a Virgo, and we just um, we'll just start a business during lunch for no reason. So I felt like this would be something good for you. And funny enough, you mentioned being from New Jersey, and even though you had reached out directly, I guess at some point you had expressed interest in the New Jersey pageant. So shout out to Princess D, the Miss Full Figure New Jersey director. She reached out to me maybe a month or two after I talked to you, and she was like, "Oh, I have somebody in your area that wants to work with you." And I was like, "Oh, I've already got her. Like already we've already communicated. She's on it. Like she's already signed up." But I appreciate shout out to Princess D for sending her to me, but we were already locked in and good to go, but from the start. So I super appreciate you being here. Now, Miss Michelle, tell the people who you are.
Hi, everyone. It's an honor to be with the NCR pageant as well as my fellow delegates, my pageant sisters. I'm Michelle Billy. I am originally from Columbia, South Carolina. Well, really a small town outside of Columbia called Hopkins, South Carolina. And I have been a resident of the DMV area for about 12 years now. And I moved up here to pursue my career in advocacy and politics. And I have blossomed into a woman here, found my footing in the modeling industry here, which is how I found out about the pageant through District of Curves. And outside of being a model, I'm a advocate, political strategist, and a social justice impact advocate as well. So not only that, I really think that pageantry is the perfect hybrid of advocacy and modeling for me. And pageantry is my very first love before modeling. So it's really exciting to get back into pageantry as a model and as a woman. And I had the honor of doing it with the District of Curves team, who I've been with for about 2 years now. So they're like family, and I'm just really excited about being in the pageant and also sharing about my platform in full bloom, becoming limitless and owning our magic. So really excited to talk more about that.
Absolutely. Like Michelle said, I met her through District of Curves. Now, for those of you who don't know, when we did District of Curves last year, we had about 80 models. Um, and I was like, all of y'all can't come to the next level. Like whatever it is we're doing, I mean, thank you for what you contributed, but wanting to really like see who was interested and who could kind of have what it takes, because pageantry and modeling are two different things, right? But I always saw Michelle and I always felt like this was something that she would be really good at and that she would take seriously, because she's always been a light. She's always been professional. She has always just been that girl. And I wanted to see if she was interested in joining us for the season. And she was like, absolutely. And she came in and she has blossomed even more than she had before. And I'm super happy to have you here, not just as DOC family, but NCR family. So I'm super excited for your light.
Thank you.
Now, last but not least, our baby girl, Miss Kyan Smith. Please introduce yourself to the people. Can you get off mute? Is she?
Maybe she just wants us to introduce her.
You want me to introduce you, Kyan? Is that
She needs no introduction.
she needs no introduction, and that's fine. But I'm gonna introduce her anyway. I met Kyan at the launch party. Um, I honestly don't know how she found out about it. I think she came with people. And, she was 20 at the time. She was 20 years old at the time. And, I'm walking around, I'm feeling the energy in the room, I'm trying to make sure everybody's okay. And towards the end of the night, somebody calls me over and they say, Cayenne's gonna do it. I said, are you? Like, she was like, yeah, the vibes are good. That's literally, she said, the vibes are good. I'm going to do it. I said, okay. And truly, I didn't expect this 20-year-old to stick around this long because, if you've met anybody that is 20, they'll just be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do it. And I never expected her to follow up, to actually like register. And she did it. Like the next day, she registered. A few days later, she signed her contract. Like she's been at every workshop, she's been at every call, she's been at everything. And she has a little surprise for you up her sleeve for pageant weekend, but we're not going to tell you about that because we don't give away surprises. But has just been the breath of fresh air that we've needed in this space because this is hard. They're going to talk a little bit about what this journey has meant to them and the challenges, but I can tell you without a doubt this is hard. And the energy that you bring into this space very much matters. And all of you bring something very unique. And when all 10 of us, not just the 5 of you, but when all 10 of us get together, it's really, really special because nothing is missing. But whenever one is missing, I say, I'm missing that energy. And all of you bring something unique. And Cayenne just brings an incredible youthfulness to us, a playfulness to us. She helps to keep things light. And I love that. I absolutely love having us. And for those of you who don't know about our system, like I said, it's ages 18 to 60. And we have run the gamut in those ages. So it truly is never too late. Not only is size is no barrier on beauty, but age has no barrier either. You're never too young and you're never too old to come in and really make an impact, right? So hopefully she'll come back and talk to you in a second. But I want to go around and I want you guys to talk a little bit about the journey, some of the things that you have discovered about yourself, about others, some of the challenges that you faced doing this and what it's kind of meant to you to be here. And I won't go clockwise. I will let you guys kind of jump in at random. Don't make me call on people, y'all.
That was a kind of wordy one. Say it one more time. What we need to say?
talk about talk about your journey, talk about some of the things that you have discovered about yourself, some of the things that you have discovered about others, some of the challenges that you faced, and all of that. Is that good?
I don't mind going first.
Okay.
Um, I don't mind going first. I'll say this has been um, more than I expected. Um, when I got in, I was finishing up my master's, um, and so it was kind of like a what's next for me to do. And I don't know, it's a lot of things that started happening at once. To speak to Cayenne again, like during the lunch party, anyone there. And so I don't know how me and her started like talking, and I'm like, you have to do this like we've been like click type since then. Um, so I thank you, Kyle, for committing and sticking with it, and being my buddy through it. It's I've learned a lot about time management and like juggling different like hats with like school, graduating, like moving, starting a new job, well, finding a job, and then starting a new job, and those different transitions. Um, and then also from like my sister, it's just I don't know. I always love being in spaces where you can see the passion in other people, and then that just like motivates you in a way. And I'm like, yeah, look at all these like beautiful women and that I can learn from and who are like motivating me and like pushing me or like, see these different things in myself. Um, so it's been a lot, and it's been a lot of times where I'm like, what did I get myself into? But it's been rewarding, and I definitely wouldn't trade the experience in who I'm experiencing it with. So thank you guys. I don't know. I feel like I can say so much more, but I'm not gonna. Thank you. Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
Shantae, you look like you want to speak.
Okay, and it looks like you want me to speak, so let's do that.
Ooh.
So I would say this journey has been just that, like a journey from beginning to end. Personally, I feel like we've all been through things, whether it be like really happy moments, really sad moments, things we might not have talked about, but I know all of us have been through a lot of stuff. And none of us fell off by the grace of God and you. um, so I'm really
Lord
happy
knows
about
y'all
that part.
try. y'all,
Yeah, myself
y'all try to
included, I
run.
had moments. I had moments where I was like, yeah, I'm probably not about to do this no more. But
Oh, we have those every day.
you y'all all push me, like you, Gabby, you make everybody like collectively, and I think also me pushing them as well. What I learned about myself was something I always knew, and I guess as I'm getting older, I just need to be more comfortable with that. I'm a natural born leader, so like just being confident and being a leader, being confident, being outspoken, just showing up exactly how I am, and not being afraid to take up space when necessary and when I need to, because there's like being around all of us, like we're also accomplishing our own rights of all types of things, and it never feels like someone is bigger than me or smaller than me. Like just being surrounded by like-minded individuals has been a joy, honestly. And then also the duality of everyone on here, like you guys handle business, but y'all are also fun. So learning at all ages, like we're all just a lot of fun. So that's pretty much what the journey so far has been for me.
I agree, and we'll talk about that later. But go ahead. Who's next? I mean, we might as well go clockwise. Takia, you want to go next?
Sure. You know what's interesting? As everyone was talking, you know what I immediately thought about? I am the crier of the group, which is not a bad thing, right? Because typically I'm not in spaces, but I have learned that through this journey, the pageant specifically, while it does bring feelings of joy to be around amazing women, to get back to loving on myself outside of work, it still brings on deep feelings of grief. Like it hasn't even been a year that I lost both of my grandmothers weeks apart. You know, one was very much so into fashion. She would host fashion shows. My other grandmother was making clothing, you know, when I was. So for me, I realized constantly being in the pageant, anytime we've had a workshop, I'm always feeling so many emotions at one time. And that has forced me, I've never quit anything in my life, okay? I don't even know what it is to be a quitter. But I will say, many times I almost was like, SpongeBob, I'm about to head out because it was, I realized for like how triggering it was for me to be in the space. So I had to constantly push myself to stay because I knew it wasn't just only about honoring both of my grandmothers, but it was also an opportunity to honor myself. As I mentioned before, I do work a lot, and it's a lot to grow things up in terms of grassroots. It takes a lot of time, energy, sacrifice, and then I transition into my doctoral program. Getting a PhD is not something that's easy. It is very hard, and I knew that September was going to be a little challenging. But what I have learned through this process, one is I could reach out to any of the women to talk about if I'm venting. The other day, I was just venting to Michelle and Geronta. If I need to talk about something, Michelle is always so calm, like, it's okay, just be calm. And I'm like, girl, like, how are you not like ready to throw them hands? She just, girl, like, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. So optimistic, you know, so positive. And it's also been great because even outside of the pageant, the women have been extremely supportive in my endeavors as it relates to not just my platform, but for me, it really is my lifelong mission and work. So, like, Geronda had volunteered for a community event that we did with my organization. We have another event coming up this Saturday, and a few of the delegates, I don't know how many, but it's quite a few delegates who are supporting. And it's just a great opportunity to connect, I think, like Shantae said, with like-minded women, but also to remind you to the importance of actually being intentional about taking care of yourself, because we're constantly doing things, whether it's for work, our families, if you're in relationships, your partner, children, etc. You easily get away from doing things that make you happy, and you're constantly doing something for other people. So this pageantry process has really made me more intentional with doing things for myself, even though now we're down to the wire. It is a bit more stressful, but I'm still glad that I'm persevering and pushing through.
Okay. I love that. I'm not gonna speak to anything you guys said until you guys get through this because I would be here all night. But yes.
I think Cayenne is with us now.
Cayenne's back.
She got to
Speak.
come. She got to come off mute.
Am I here?
There she goes. She's here.
Am I
All right.
Look, you're gonna talk next before we lose you again, okay?
here? Okay.
Go, girl.
What would you like me to say? I haven't heard anything
Oh,
thus far, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
listen. So I already introduced you. I feel like I gave you a really good introduction, but you can reintroduce yourself. And what we're doing now is we're talking about, you know, your experience with the pageant, some of the things that you've learned about yourself and learned about others, and just some of the joys that you've experienced, some of the challenges you've experienced, and how you're growing through this process.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Kyan Smith. I'm 21 years old, so I'm very new to the pageant world. I have a dance background, so I'm not new to performing per se, but I will say that public speaking is one of the things that I think are the most challenging things for me right now. Being new to, having to do that instead of doing a routine and then going off the stage. We don't usually have to talk.
Yeah.
One of the joyous things I would say that I've experienced in this pageant is working with people who understand you on a level that working with people that don't look like you doesn't afford you. So being able to relate to each other is something that I think a lot of people might take for granted, but I think that I've really had to learn to appreciate because, I mean, we are one. So being able to really see that and feel that has been like one of the most eye-opening and one of the things that I've appreciated the most about this process.
So I told a story about you while you were having technical difficulties, right? And I talked about like the night that I met you when you came to the launch party. I
Huh?
had no idea who you were, and somebody like called me over and was like, "This girl's right here is going to do it." And I said, "Are you?" Like I because listen, there was a lot of bullying going on that night, and there were people that I had no idea, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, you should do it. This person's gonna do it." And I was like, "No, listen, okay, forget all of these people. Are you sure?" And so I went to this baby girl, this 20-year-old girl, and I said, "Are you really gonna do it?" And she said, "Yeah, yeah, the vibes are good." And I was like, "I don't know what that means, but I guess it's good." And I didn't expect you to actually follow through on that, but I told them, I said, she was right there the next day. She registered, she signed her contract, she has not missed anything. And so like tell me and tell the people like what you mean when you just say, "Yep, the vibes were good," and you just made a decision like that.
Oh man, it wasn't even up to me. Can we just get churchy for a little 2 seconds? Because that's really what it was. The Lord literally was just like,
That was the vibe.
first, I had just was like, okay, like I need to do something with my life, with my time, with myself. I need to put myself out there. What can I do? Like at the top of the year, because the launch party was in February. At the top of the year, I was like, okay, I'm getting right. I need to put myself out there however I can, within, respective,
Within reason, right?
right. Um, the 2025 is for me. Like there's something that I need to be doing. Like I just felt like there was something that I just needed to be doing. So then that's January, February. The launch party rolls around, and I was looking at. I had like just found DOC on Instagram, and then they had posted like about the launch party. So I was like, ooh, like I don't know, like should I go? This, that, and the third. And it's kind of funny because that same day, my mom had already got us tickets for. It was a comedy show. It was Ali Sadiq. We love him in this household. And it was in Baltimore. So it was at the same time. Like there was no way I was gonna be able to be in two spaces at the same time, and juggle both of those things. So I just asked God. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And he was just like, go to the party. I just go to the party, go to the party, go to the party. So I went to the party
Don't
by
make me cry
myself.
today, okay? Like, don't make me cry today. Go ahead.
Didn't think to bring my homeboy. He's also trying to break into modeling. Xavier Simmons. You know, I didn't even think to bring him. I just thought like, okay, I think this is something that I have to do by myself, for myself. I'm scared. I drove to DC. I parked in the parking garage. When I'm walking into the space, I found Alexis. That's where I first initially had an encounter with her. And we talked, and I think she was the one that told you, like, hey, like, she's gonna do this pageant. So, I mean, I guess the rest was history. Oh, sorry, backtrack. During the party, we got the pens, remember?
Yes.
And I know, when I picked a pen, mine said, oh, I'm gonna cry. Mine said, it was a pink pen, which I already love pink. It was a pink pen and it said, you are loved. And I was like, oh, I'm meant to be here. That was like, okay, I'm here. This is where I'm supposed to be. I told my mom before I went, I was like, I'm not gonna behold myself to doing the pageant, but if the vibes are good, we'll see. The vibes were great. So the rest is history, and here we sit.
Okay.
Crying over there, Shantae crying, Gabby crying. Oh, for once, I'm not crying.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect all of that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just not that's not something that I could have scripted. That that's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we put things out there and see who responds, and the right people come here. I told Guy, I said I need 10 in my inaugural season. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I need at least 10 to make this work. And so many people came, so many people left, and I had a few on the bubble,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, you know what I need. You brought me here, and you're gonna give me what I need to be successful. And I held on to people that I shouldn't have held on to for too long. But he gave me exactly the people that I needed. Not people that I had ever met before. Michelle, which we'll get to in a second. I ain't forgot about you. Michelle is the only one out of the five of you that I knew before we started this. I did not know the four of you from anybody, and to see the incredible level of trust that you put not only into me but into this brand and specifically the National Capital Region coming in as a new system, not knowing what it was going to be, growing with me as I grow, giving me grace as I learn and try to figure this thing out. It means a lot to me. And especially for, you know, all of you, but particularly you, Cayenne, being so young and just operating on vibes, whatever that means to you, and just being like, the vibes were good. That's what I seek to do here. And it really means a lot to me. And the person that gave you the pin is New York director, Miss Full Figure USA New York director, Suella, who will definitely be at the pageant on September 28th. But I am going to call her tomorrow and tell her this incredible story and tell her thank you. And shout out to Queen Alexis Cofield, Miss Full Figured USA, Miss Full Figured Virginia 2024, and Miss Full Figured USA First Runner Up 2024, who was actually at our last rehearsal giving some guidance to our ladies as we prepare for our upcoming pageant. But I'm gonna sit with that later, Cayenne. But thank you for being here. Michelle, tell the people a little bit about your journey, and the same as the other ladies, but tell them specifically just a little bit about the transition from modeling to pageantry, the difference between the two, and how you are taking your experience in those areas, but also putting a pageant twist on it.
Yeah, thank you for that thoughtful question. And I just wanted to piggyback on Cayenne's story a bit, just going back to the night of the launch party. Um, I really think that everyone's journey in different ways has been a story of just resiliency and faith and believing in yourself and a bit of divine timing, a lot of divine timing, I would say. I left home that night without my coat. I said I didn't have time. My Uber was there. I didn't have time to go back and get it. I'm rocking with it. And like Cayenne, I also walked through those doors alone. Didn't have anybody there with me. I was also checking out the vibes to see, if I would align with the pageant system and the mission of the pageant system as well. And I'm happy that I went that night. And I believe I met Geronda by the photo booth. And also, Cayenne, I believe that we met that night as well. But really, whenever I think about this journey, it's one of resiliency, self trust, as well as self transformation, and really, really, really big faith. Um, I don't want to cry tonight. I'm also a crier. I think I've done enough crying
I don't know
this
why.
year.
I don't know why the baby got us in our feelings. Like she's supposed to be the turn up queen, and we're all
She's deep. She's deep.
I'm still
Yeah.
that. I'm still that now.
And we appreciate you, Cayenne Pepper. But um, we've all just have gone through so many things behind closed doors, on and off the runway, in front of the camera lens, behind the camera lens. And I really think that this journey is just, for me, another extension of the belief in the power of women. I'm a girl's girl at heart, so I hope that I bring that with me, in everything that I do in the pageant. I really do believe in the power and the magic of women, and that's why I'm here. And just like speaking of like, being Michelle, pageant Michelle versus model Michelle. Um, Model Michelle is definitely more reserved, um, a bit quiet and more introverted. But pageant Michelle gets to shine her light, show more of my personality and more of my purpose, like my God given purpose. And I'm really happy that we have a platform. I'm really thankful for this platform, for us to show that we're more than just bodies or numbers on a hanger or numbers going down the runway.
Yeah.
So just really, really want to highlight that and really happy to be a part of the first class of women to do it for the National Capital Region. So just really, really proud of that and what we're building. And I just think that everybody's journey, even though we started this alone, we collectively are taking so much from this. So really happy to do this alongside you all. I did get teary eyed.
You know what? And I need to add something to Michelle, and I'm going to say this publicly for Michelle. Michelle, I don't know if you realize this. Maybe you do know this about yourself. You have such a caring heart. So I remember at one of the workshops, it was something going on, and you were like, you asked me, you said, do you want to pray? And I like shook my head and said like yes, but I think by that time Gabby had already like came to get me because I felt myself getting emotional. But you immediately turned to me and you knew that something was wrong, and you just stopping to just give me that moment in that space meant a lot to me. And then again this past weekend, when you saw me, it's like the hug, the way that you embrace me, I can't even, oh my gosh, I can't even put it into words. It was one of those hugs like, girl, I got you. And I don't know where it came from. It was just, I wasn't expecting it. But the way that you embrace me is something is really hard to put into words. But just thank you so much for just who you are. I'm very grateful for that because you have been showing up for me in the most smallest ways and you don't realize it. So just please keep being who you are because you're definitely making a difference.
Takia, thank you. We were not supposed to be
Top star,
crying on
top
this.
tier.
It was
Like
not supposed to
even if she's
happen.
giving you a quick little side hug, it's still strong. Like she's gonna grip you up. Like it's, it's yeah, she's like that, and we love it.
uh, well, if anything, that is a part of the legacy that I hope to leave behind, one of love, one of care for other women, and also being, the person in the room that sees you. And I think that's what this is about. So, on that note, I need to take a pause before my makeup just ruins.
Um, okay. um, sure.
Happy questions. Anybody you got a happy question?
In a second, but I want to put a big bow on this, right? What you see, if you watching this tonight, if you watch the replay, if you watch some of the highlights from this, I need you to know that this is 100% genuine. Um it's completely unforced. Now, I do have to say that in terms of the legacy of the Miss Full Figured USA system, shout out to CEO Teresa Sparkle Randolph, and 36 years of pageantry excellence has built this system based off of sisterhood, right? And the USA in Miss Full Figured USA actually stands for United Sisters of America. However, I am not a person that forces sisterhood. First of all, I grew up as an only child. So I very much I
Lord knows she did.
Mickey,
Oh, I'm
that's
sorry. I thought I was on mute. My bad.
you you came off mute to say that, but we'll deal with that later. I grew up as an only child, right? And so if I were to ever choose sisterhood, it had to be genuine. And when I decided to do this pageant, when I decided to lead this pageant in this way, I made it a point to say that I don't force sisterhood on anybody. I don't force you to be friends. I don't force you to show up for each other. I built a space of respect. I built a space of community, but it is up to you to have whatever relationship beyond that with each other that you choose to have, as long as it's rooted in kindness and respect. And what you see here and beyond, even with the other five delegates, is something that they chose to do. It is something that God elected them to do, to connect with each other in this way. And I know what that means to me, and I can't imagine what it means to the CEO of this brand to see the women who meet each other through this process connecting in this way, because it's a beautiful thing to me. And I'll probably cry myself to sleep about some of this right here. But I want to move on, and I want you guys to kind of talk a little bit about the platforms that you are going to be presenting on September 27th and 28th. What are your platforms and the whys behind them?
So real quick, right before you jump into that, I just want to say, because I know you all can't see the comments that are coming through on Instagram. And so we got a lot of comments, a lot of shout outs from a lot of people. But this one comment stood out from Dr. Sharon J. Lawrence. She said, Ladies, congratulations to all of you. Your stories are powerful. Thank you for sharing and for your courage to do something so amazing. So, and then Camille said, and authentic. So, I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw that and heard that, and a lot of the comments are echoing a lot of the same sentiments. So, you guys are definitely touching people with your stories and just inspiring other people, so just wanted to pass that on.
For sure. If you are
Dr.
inspired,
Sharon Lawrence. I would say thank you, Dr. Sharon Lawrence. That's one of my people.
it's fun to get. Is she coming to the pageant?
I
Shout out to
figured
the
that.
kids people.
No, she's not able to make it. She's in Florida, but she did get a ticket and it was donated to somebody. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for supporting us and supporting our girl Takia. I love the village Takia that you have behind you. For anybody else that is watching and you want to be a part of this, registration for our second season will officially open at the pageant on September 28th. And if you would like to be a part of our sophomore class, you really do want to be in the room because there will be exclusive offers that are not offered anywhere else for the people who attend the pageant. So if you want to join the class, you can lock in your exclusive rate that will not be offered outside of that room at Martin's West on September 28th. So if you see this, if you're a full figured woman between the ages of 18 to 60 and sizes 10 and up, and you see this and you're inspired and you say, I want to join this class of like minded women, and trust me, these five that you see here, they will be around next season. Nobody is allowed to leave, no matter what happens on that stage on September 28th. They are stuck here. They have already committed to coming in and teaching the next generation. They're going to be mentors. They're going to be incredible resources. You have heard about some of the things that they do outside of here, and I absolutely am looking forward to leaning on their expertise. They are much smarter than I am, and I look forward to absolutely collaborating with them and growing this. So if you want to meet them, if you want to be a part of this, come to the pageant, lock in your exclusive rate that will not be offered anywhere else at any other time, and we will get you going. Okay? Now,
And I can train my replacement too. So you just,
so
everybody
no,
works through.
Basement.
that that's not a thing.
You can't
Um,
just
Oh,
oh wait, I don't even have to say nothing because I
I,
got
I,
girls
I
that are here.
see.
Yeah,
You can train an assistant. I'll help you assist you, but you
yeah,
can't.
I
I,
can't.
I
All
don't.
right. All right.
I've taught them well. I don't even have
That's
to.
not even funny.
I'm going to go back to my corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. You come back when you get some sense. All right. So, ladies, I want you to talk a little bit about your platforms. Not too long because I know you have speeches. I done heard some of the speeches, but talk a little bit about your platform and why it's special to you. Okay. Who's going first, or am I calling on people? Michelle, go first.
Yeah, I was gonna go first. Um, my platform is In Full Bloom, Becoming Limitless and Owning Our Magic. And it is a healing justice platform for a full figured and for Black women. As I mentioned, I believe in the power of women, and I believe in a world and a future that supports the healing and the advocacy of Black women. We're in a moment in time in our political, social, economic climate where we are being erased. Since the beginning of the Trump administration, over 300,000 Black women have been erased from the workforce. And I am one of those women. And while 300,000 Black women have been erased from the workforce, um, we have been replaced by 365,000 white men. And it is my mission to advance the economic status and also advance the social and also spiritual healing for Black women during this political moment. So I think it's important that we capture our full essence in this lifetime, and that includes being supported and having access to the tools for us to advance and live full lives. So that's a little bit about my platform. And I look forward to working with our nonprofit and advocacy partners, as well as business partners within the region that simply put women and Black women first through their initiatives and their programs. So I'm looking forward to merging that with the mission of NCR and District of Curves, since we are at the epicenter of advocacy. We have access, and I believe in our power to change the real life conditions of women and Black women.
Yeah, that, I mean, absolutely. That's so special. And like you said, we have the unique position of being the national capital region, and advocacy is at the heart of anything that we do here in the DC area. Being right here on the Hill, I work close to the Hill. It's just, it makes sense. And if everybody else can advocate for their interests, we can advocate for ours. And even though it's a little harder in the social and political climate that we're in now, um, the work is still important. And even though it's harder, it doesn't make it less valuable. We just have to work harder. Um, and as someone who your platform hits very deeply, I respect and appreciate you taking that stance and not being afraid to call out those stats, because they need to be called out. If we don't bring light to it just because the tide is changing that way, then we never get change and our voices continue to be silent. So I definitely appreciate you not being afraid to use your voice in that way. There are so many people, and I got to move on, but there are so many people who have used this time to be silent because it's not popular or it's taboo to actually use that language, but it is absolutely happening. And because we live here, it hits us firsthand. And to take that stand is very, very courageous. And I applaud you for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. The erasure has to stop. We see it at the clothing racks, we see it in commercial fashion.
Now you're
Um,
now you're hitting on now you're hitting on my platform, and I don't have enough time to talk about the erasure on the clothing racks. We
yes.
we have to move on, because I could talk about that all night. But yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having that faith and courage to speak on that for sure.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Sure, I'll go. My platform is From Pain to Purpose, Saving Black Youth from Suicide. As a little girl, I will say disclaimer for people who are watching this. My platform does include, can be a trigger warning because it includes suicide. My platform is From Pain to Purpose, Saving Black Youth from Suicide. As a little girl, I struggled with thoughts of suicide. I remember being as young as 11 years old, and I did not have anybody that I can go to because in the Black community, we're told what happens in this house stays in this house. And, or we're told that's a white people thing. And it often made me feel very alone and very isolated, and I couldn't go to anyone. And unfortunately, that led me to having a suicide attempt in my early 20s. By God's grace, I'm still here almost, 10 years later. But unfortunately, I did lose my 13-year-old cousin to suicide. So, and currently, Black youth have the fastest growing rate of suicide in the country. Black, especially Black youth, as relates to Black girls, they are seeing an increase in Black girls go to the hospital for self-harm, and then Black boys actually dying by suicide. And so for me, it's not just a platform, it is my life. By God's grace, I'm still here to tell my story. That's the only thing that makes me different from someone else who didn't survive. I'm just here to tell my story and also to be a voice to people who have died by suicide. And for little Black girls and little Black boys who feel like they can't speak up because of the stigma in the Black community. It is my lifelong mission, my journey, because I do this work currently through my nonprofit. Black people die by suicide too. Our mission is to normalize the conversation about suicide prevention and really make sure that Black people in general have the coping skills that they need and access to resources. When we're talking about the social and political climate that's happening, resources are being stripped away from marginalized community that directly impact our mental health. Black mental health professionals, many of them are leaving the field because of burnout. And so for me, I really want to stand in the gap to those who are still afraid to speak up, because it is truly happening. And we can't act like it's not happening, because it will continue to happen. And the biggest thing that I learned is that because of COVID, more people, especially Black people, we were talking about mental health because that conversation is a hot topic now, but no one likes to go down the street to talk about the S word. And so for me, I'm very clear, very direct. For me, this is my life. This has nothing to do with the pageant, because with or without the pageant, I'm still doing this work.
Absolutely. And honestly, giving a bit of inside baseball here, as Takia and I have sort of gone through her pageant strategy and gone through her speech and how she's going to make an impact, I told her, you need to highlight the fact that this is not new work to you. This is your life's mission. A lot of people get into the pageant and it's not required to have a platform when you get here, because we will help you develop one. But she already knew what it was, because this is not only her life but her business, and I felt like it was important to highlight that I'm not new to this. Like, this is what I do. And in light of that, I know that you have an event coming up, and I want you to do a little bit of a plug just to let people know what your organization has coming up this Saturday.
Yes, so we have an event coming up Saturday, September 13th, a day before my birthday. Hey. Light After Loss. It is a wellness retreat for Black individuals who have lost loved ones to suicide. And so for me, it's also about not just creating the space for those who have survived an attempt through our organization, because we offer support groups, but also creating safe spaces for the loved ones who are left behind. Because losing a loved one to suicide is very different than somebody dying from a car accident or cancer. And so this is an opportunity for people to come together to really talk about what it's like to lose a loved one, but also we are providing a free training so that people can recognize the signs of suicide and best ways to support them. We're also offering an opportunity for people who have lost loved ones to create a candle. There'll be a candle making workshop to honor their loved one, and we'll close it off with a sound bath at the end of the retreat. And so we're really excited about that. It's relatively small. It'll be about 20 people, but we do have some amazing delegates who is volunteering and will be at the event to support us, because this is the first time we're doing something specifically geared towards individuals who lost loved ones to suicide. And so I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a great event because a lot of people usually don't have those spaces, especially Black people, to talk about this.
Absolutely. That is amazing. That is incredible. Um Planning something like that just as a resource to help others, in light of what you went through and in light of what you are navigating currently, is no small feat. And it makes my heart glad not only to see you do this, but to see your delegate sisters support you in this as well. um I just can't tell you what that means to me. So thank you for the incredible work that you have been doing and will continue to do. And we're honored to have you in our space and have you as part of our legacy. And we will always, always support anything that you have going on. You as a person and you as your organization, for sure.
Let me add this too. So I had the opportunity to catch a promotion that Takia did, and she was on WHUR. So like anybody, if you Google taking it to the streets, um, and then if you see, I put it on the screen right here down at the bottom. But so if you Google taking it to the streets on WHUR, you can go to the archives, and you can actually hear Takia speak about the program that she was just talking about. And if you see it on the screen, suicide in the Black community, like you can play, you can read the excerpt and then you can play the audio and you can actually hear her talking about the platform and the event that's coming up that she and the ladies she's doing and the ladies will be volunteering at. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Thank you, Mickey.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
she she certainly didn't tell us that she was going to be on WHUR. So thank goodness, we have people that live in the car and just happen to run across it. But
Not too
that's fine.
much.
That's fine. I get it. After the first or second time, you just stop telling people that you do super cool things because they're used to it. But we are super super proud of all of the work that you all do in the community and all of the media spots that you get. It makes me so so happy. Who's next?
Can I go next?
You can.
Thank you. Um, my platform is called The Royal Art of Dance. It was founded based on the idea that everyone deserves to be able to showcase their talents or their gifts or even just their interests that they love to do without shame or guilt of how they look or their skill level. Um, so, and that really comes from having, like I said earlier, a background in dance. I was really the only Black kid, let alone the only larger sized Black girl. So, being able to learn what my power is and to be confident and to command a stage and learn whatever skill that I wanted to learn, no matter what my body was is very important to my story and why I got to this point of being in the pageant, but also just how I got to being a more well-rounded person. Um, I can't say how many good things being a dancer in my youth has been for me, how many good things it's afforded me just in personality and behaviors like being on time and respecting your teachers and just everything that dance has ever taught me on stage, off stage. It's been an integral part of who I am. And I would like to share that and bring that out of other people as well. I hope to be able to take it to the community one day, and be able to volunteer classes. I would really like to teach classes. I think that that's like the next thing that I would like to do, um, is teach dance classes because it's about the choreography, but it's not about the choreography.
Mhm.
It's about what's behind it, the energy behind it,
Mhm.
and your belief in yourself to be able to get on the stage and do what all the other smaller kids are doing and do it to the max, really. So that's my platform.
I don't know why you try to make me cry every time you talk. It's just that's not fair. But you absolutely have the right combination of skills and spirit to do anything that you want to do. Which is why you will have the opportunity to showcase that for us. I ain't telling y'all what we got going on, but like I said, I see people's strengths and their gifts and I use them. And everything that you want is right at the tip of your fingers. And whatever space that I am in, you will have a platform to showcase your gifts. And that's going to start on September 28th, y'all. So get your tickets. But thank
Thank
you.
you, Cayenne.
I appreciate you.
Gabby, I wanted to thank Cayenne too. Thank you for everything that you just said. You don't even know. Because I was a little chubby girl in dance class. And I remember my dance teacher telling me I needed to lose weight. So like you said a lot. Thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you.
Thank you. By the grace of God, I had one that was like, "Girl, I don't care if you 100 pounds or what you look like, da da da, and the third, because everybody ain't flexible and you can do it. So bye, do it." So I mean, that was just like so important for getting me to the skill level that I have now. It's just having someone that believed I could do it no matter what and saw the talent in me. So I appreciate you for seeing my talent too and utilizing it. Thank you all. I love you guys. I'll stop talking now.
Please, 'cause I don't have much left. I cry every day. Who's next?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, baby.
Okay. So everyone's gonna find out for the first time now. This is gonna be awesome. So, Um, like everyone said, our sadness are due to lived experiences and things that we have been through in our lives. So when I first started our journey, I am currently learning to be a regenerative agriculture farmer. So on the weekends I do farm. And I wanted that to be aligned to my platform because I just thought it was supposed to be. And after a while it became like every time I had to come out and talk about it, it just never wanted to come out, but my true passion always came out, which is art, just being creative, being a multi hyphenate in all aspects. So still debating on a name right now, but so my platform, I wanted to be a safe space for Black women creatives of all kinds to come together to be able to share their stories, because I feel like we live in a place as women, especially in a creative industry, well, a lot of industries are male dominated, but I feel like a lot of opportunities are gate kept by men or people who don't look like us. So a safe place for Black women creators. So if you're a painter, maybe you want to link up with a seamstress, maybe a writer who needs a graphic designer who needs something, but just somewhere where people can network across without always having to chase upwards, always trying to fight for the person at the top to recognize you or see you or give you an opportunity, because even within our small group we're able to give each other opportunities for different things to show up. Like, say if Michelle needs me to come take her pictures or something, cool, I can come take her pictures. But if I need her to teach me how to do something professional within my email or my admin or something like that, or even kind, if I need you to come and do a dance, something like that, everyone has a skill, and the skills should be able to be crossbred, I would say, and that's the best word I can use right now. So I just want a space where we could have somewhere to barter skills, because also as an entrepreneur, like starting out, you don't have money, like that just is what it is. And I want this to be a way to eradicate the starving artist complex, and just to stop the whole gatekeeping thing. Now I do understand investing in yourself and investing in your education and resources to better yourself, but there are people who just will not be fortunate enough to do that, but that doesn't mean they aren't as talented to be able to be exactly at that level. So even if it's just like in office hours, so maybe I know how to do animation and maybe you know how to paint, we can set it up where I can teach you how to do this, you can teach me how to do that, no cost, because we're both mutually getting something out of the situation. So I just want to create a safe space where we could just come discuss the hardships and to be transparent about money and finances, because I feel like a lot of creatives um downplay themselves, myself included, especially in pricing for services, pricing for goods. Nothing is cheap and nothing is cheap to make. So there, and we all have bills, we all have a lifestyle that we want for ourselves, and we all deserve to make money and live however we choose to. Like if that's you in a corporate space, you deserve to do that. If I want to sit by the ocean and paint and that's what I get paid for, I deserve to do that. So I just want to have a safe space where we can actually turn the gifts that we have into something monetizable, for the collective. So
That is, I mean, that to me is the perfect embodiment of who you are. When I met you, I realized that you were quickly a creative, and you had this personality that was just so colorful, and I always wanted you to lean into that. And what you started this journey doing, like you said, you started thinking about one thing. This process is about uncovering those layers that you think don't mean anything, those things that you've buried to be whatever you think is socially acceptable. And while you may have been somewhat passionate about your previous platform, seeing you uncover some of those layers that you put on to make yourself, I don't want to say fit in, but seem like part of something, seeing you shed that and get to the heart of who Shantae is and what she stands for really means a lot to me. And I think I told you something the other day, just in terms of something else, just seeing you trust yourself more and trust your instincts more and being authentically you is the biggest reward for me in this process. Like seeing you take who you are and embrace it rather than cover it up or using somebody else's opinions other than your own about who you are, what you should look like, who you should be. That is the favorite part for me of seeing all of you, not just Shantae, but all of you really shine. And I love you for that. And I appreciate you for that and for taking this full throttle and saying it's okay to pivot and I'm okay to shed old skin and really be who I want to be and developing the platform that I want to develop, not just the one that I think I should be developing. That really, really means a lot to me to see you uncover that.
All right, we're not gonna do the crying, but thank you so
Okay,
much.
okay, all right. We got one more to get through, and then I promise we'll do a happy question to close it out. All right, Geronda, let's go. Please don't make us cry. If you do, it's okay, but please don't make us cry. No way.
Um, I'm gonna try not to. So I'm gonna try to keep it short. Uh, I'm trying to find the words to say. So I'm doing my platform on healing Black pain, mind, body, and spirit. Um, so my why is based on like my own experiences. I don't really talk about it much, but similar to Takia, so I guess a bit of a like trigger warning. Yeah, towards the end of my military career, or kind of including to my military career, experienced a lot of trauma, and I got to the point where, yeah, I had like suicide attempt and ideation, and I was just broken. Um, I just rationalized my irrational thoughts, um, in and out of different like homes and different like therapies, and it got to the point to where um, yeah, I didn't want to live anymore, and I had to really examine why that was, and part of it was I was afraid to. Um, so coming out of that, and also one of the reasons why it's leading me to doing like the platform, um, I realized that you can learn all about like healing and stuff, but then you have to practice like what you learned, and through that, that takes experience, and experience comes with living. So I believe in holistic health. Like I said, at that point when I was broken, really mind, my mind was, my body was. I was also going through an injury, and my spirit was to get me to that point. So my platform aims to, yeah, give access to people to have experience new experiences, to experience joy um, in their healing.
Okay, fine. I'll allow some tears for you. Geronda, you've been such a joy. You were another one who didn't know me from anybody, didn't really know anything about the system beyond what you've been told. And you came in, never missed anything, was always here, was always present. And, you had that reserve spirit about you. And, it led a few people to be like, is she okay? Like, does she like us? Does she want to be here? And I said, she's fine. She's fine. Like, I definitely understand what it's like to be like, I'm going to scope out the scene first before I open up to people. And I said, she's fine. But I would always check on you. I would always just make sure that you were good. And just to see the ways that you have embraced this process, embraced us, and let us in, especially with your background. I know that being military and going through the things that you've went through, it is hard to let people in. It is hard to trust. And you have given us an incredible level of trust into who you are and your life and your experiences. And I don't take that for granted. Um, and I thank you for being here, being present, showing up, and allowing us to experience you, and not just you with this sash on. Because I went to your birthday party and I got to see Geronda and the pool. That's Mickey in the background and the pool fire, and as we're done crying, I want to circle back to something that was said about an hour ago about how all of these women, as you've heard them, they get down to business, right? They don't play about their lives, their careers, their families. Like, these people are masters, PhD loading, just creatives, professionals in so many different areas. But they also know how to connect and have fun and be sisters and just let their hair down. And that's the pillar of what NCR is, right? When I thought about what we were going to be as a unit, I wanted us to be people who knew how to get to the business, knew how to work, and then also knew how to play. Because without it, we were not going to be our true selves. And when I met you guys in March, of course we had to be as professional as possible, right? We had to keep it buttoned up, right? But over time, as we have been able to get down to the business, as we have been able to trust each other more, we have been able to have those moments of joy. We've had those moments of letting our hair down, having fun, going out dancing and doing things like that. And that means just as much to me as when you come to me and ask about speeches and ask about clothes and get your walk straight. And it's the duality for me, because that's who I am. And I tell you guys all the time, time and place. You might meet me one place and I'm buttoned up, and you might meet me another place and no, you didn't. You know what I mean? But like, to know that the ladies that I have this year, at least, align with that, it means a lot to me for you all to come in and just be able to be yourselves, which is work hard and play hard, which is really our mantra. And I can't wait to see all of the personality that you bring to the stage on September 27th and 28th. So we're going to end on a bit of a high note, and I want you guys to go around the room and say what optional category you are most excited for on pageant weekend, because all of you are doing the optional categories. And for those of you who don't know, those optional categories are talent, photogenic, fashionista, and swimwear. And all of these ladies are doing at least one or more of the categories. So I want you to kind of go and pick one and tell me why you're looking forward to it and why. Don't give any secrets away, because I've seen some of your outfits and they are going to gag. But I just want you to talk about which one you're most excited about, and then we'll close out.
I'm gonna go first. So I'm doing swim, but I'm most excited for fashionista, because everybody in this group can dress. Everyone in this group has a sense of style of some kind. Um, whether, whether it was beaten into us, whether we came like that,
Not
whatever.
beat us. Who did that?
Who said
Highly, it was softly encouraged. Whether it was softly encouraged,
No,
You sure it
no.
was
or
softly
we
encouraged?
came with it, or whatever happened, but we always show up and look good. So this is like a more fun, and we have models in our group. So I've seen some of you on the regular runways. I can't wait for like everyone else to see you like have that moment out of like being a sweet queen, and then y'all get on the runway and really just do like y'all think. So I'm excited about that.
Softly encouraged is crazy.
It
Who's
is
next?
crazy because it wasn't soft.
Hey, Mickey, I don't
Uh-huh.
think that was necessary. Like, that's
Oh,
crazy.
my bad.
Oh,
I'm not on mute again. Whew.
right. Who's next?
Yeah. Next.
I go. Yeah, I also wanted to say thank you guys for creating this space for us to experience it. But and I'm a cheat because I'm a cheat, but I'm excited for two and it's photogenic and fashionista because I had like themes for those. But I guess I would say more so fashionista because if I can pull off what I'm thinking in my head, it would be awesome. So yeah, fashionista is going to probably like I think my hardest work to like pull off. But it's the most creative I think. Just as just fashion. So
Some of the hardest things are the most rewarding things. I know that 2 weeks and some change out, we are all feeling the pressure in different ways. But what I keep telling everybody who calls me, because everybody calls me all the time, and they're like, "How are you doing? What's going on?" And I keep telling them, I'm like, I just need to stick the landing. And I, I have so many things that are in the air and pending, and if I owe you something, shout loudly, because it's a lot going on all the time. But it's about sticking the landing, because we've had ideas since we decided to do this, right? Since I decided to lead this, since you decided to participate in this, and right now all of the ideas just need to land. And for you with the fashionista, because I know the concept that you are thinking about, if you stick the landing, I know it's going to be fire. Now, full disclosure to everybody who's watching who's not familiar, these are my girls, but I do not judge them. I have no say in the judging. They will be judged by 5 independent judges who know nothing about their outfits. And I tell them that so that they can listen to any advice that I give them to give them the best chance to be successful on that stage, because no matter what happens, I would like for all 10 of you to lead with excellence. But I've seen the concept, and if you can stick the landing, it is absolutely going to be excellent. Who else? Who's next?
Me, because I would like to piggyback off of sticking landings. I'm most excited for the talent category. I'm also participating in swimwear. I think that's going to be really fire.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think I'm most excited for talent just because I get to showcase, like I've been saying all night, my talent. And I guess I can't really say anything else about it.
Not really, but I think if they've been watching, they can kind of take a guess about what Baby Girl is bringing to the stage. But I know that I'm excited to see it because I've heard so much about it, and I've never actually had the pleasure of seeing you in your element. And I will be sat. I
Well, if you would like to see some other thing, it is on my Instagram, k.y.simone with an I. If you would like to see some other landings that were stuck.
period. I love that baby. Who's next?
I'll go. Like Cayenne, I'm also equally as excited about talent. It's a bit of storytelling. I am no Shakespeare, but or no Shonda Rhimes, but I am so happy to showcase a little bit of acting and drama, um, and to also showcase myself in a different light. I'm sure y'all probably would have thought that it would have been Miss Fashionista as my favorite category, but I think talent is going to really set the tone. I know Cayenne is also doing talent, so it's really going to set the tone for a powerful pageant weekend.
I agree. And before I get to Takia, I do want to flag that the talent category will be showcased Friday night at the Purple and White Affair. So if you do want
Saturday.
Saturday night.
Saturday night, excuse me, it's late. Saturday night,
No, don't be adding no new events.
I know, because we would do
I,
something like that,
I
right?
ain't got, I ain't got time.
Saturday night. Saturday night at the Purple and White Affair, sponsored by District of Curves, is where we are doing the talent segment of the competition. And so, if you want to see any of these amazing talents that are going forth, I think we have about 4 or 5 delegates that are doing talent. You have to get your tickets to the party. It will not be showcased on Sunday simply because we don't have time. We have a very tight program to get through, and Sunday there is also a dinner being served. So we have a lot to get through in the allotted time that we have. So we are doing talent as part of preliminaries on Saturday night. And based off of what these ladies are saying, you don't want to miss it. So please go to any of our websites or Instagram pages to get the information or reach out to the delegates. They have information. Reach out to me, reach out to Mickey. They have information for Saturday night, but you do not want to miss it. It sounds like they are coming with a show, and you absolutely want to be in the building. Shameless plug. Takia, close us out with this.
You know, I don't know which one I'm looking most forward to. Honestly, I am participating in 3 of the 4, so fashionista, swimwear, and talent. And I don't know if I have a preference. I think
Well,
overall.
nobody said swimwear, so I feel like you gotta.
Oh, the thing is, okay. So I will say this to maybe wrap it up. I'm looking forward to all of them just because for me, pushing myself in terms of, because I know we turning it into a bit of a fashion show, that's outside of my comfort zone for me, because that's not anything that I have experience in. Pageantry, yes. So for me overall, I would say with the optionals, I'm just looking forward to pushing myself out of my comfort zone and stretching myself, because that's where growth happens. Growth does not happen in our comfort zone. So I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know if you. I mean, you said swimwear, yes, but I don't know. I talent too. I feel like I'm excited for us. So
Right.
I'm just looking forward to the pageant overall. Honestly, Saturday night, Sunday night, people need to get their tickets, because me and all of my sisters, we gonna give y'all a show. And I'm not just talking about these 4 that's here. I'm talking about the other 5. Everybody gonna give a show. So people just need to get their tickets, or you're going to miss out.
I'm telling you now, and just to put a bow on that, I have heard from several of these ladies that said, yeah, it's a competition, and it is, right? But they said all 10 of us need to be excellent. They know what I'm trying to do here, they know what Mickey's trying to do here, and they know what they're trying to do here. And to see all of them hold each other accountable, to check on each other, to make sure that they have the things that they need so that they all can shine on stage. You just don't get that. And for me, I have in the past couple of years experienced different pageant spaces that are not this one. And you do not get that. And to see the way that these ladies are just like, no, 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 across the board, we are going to be excellent. There will not be a flaw. That is something that I could have only dreamed of. And they took that and they ran with it. And I am forever grateful for you to understand what I was trying to do here, even when I didn't fully understand how to implement it myself. Um, and you ran with it. And I see a comment on stage. Somebody, Shantae, before I let you guys go, tell them about Art All Night. What is that?
What is that?
So on Saturday, well, it's actually I think it's all weekend, but it starts on Friday. It's art display festival showcase block party. It'll be in different neighborhoods all through DC. So it'll be over Anacostia, it'll be uptown. So I'll be on U Street on Saturday night from 6 p.m. to midnight. So I will be selling my canvas art because I do paint. So I'll be selling my canvas art. So please feel free to come out, spend some money, but then just come have fun though, because there's gonna be like sipping paints all night and food all night. So yeah, it'll be just like a good time for you guys to come outside. And it's U Street, so come on.
Girl, I ain't been on U Street since I was 29, since I was Cayenne's age.
So last year.
Well, it's
I
just
ain't been
about
on
my
U Street yet, y'all.
time.
So
So last year, got you.
catch me
Hey,
on U
Nikki,
Street.
listen, that was like, don't. But absolutely, if you guys have a flyer, please share it with us so we can share on our socials or tag us in it so we can reshare. But definitely interested in supporting anything that you guys got going on because you are NCR. This isn't me. I didn't do this for me. I did this for any woman who needed a safe space, regardless of what the world told them. And the 10, not just the five of you, but the 10 of you overall are the embodiment of what I wanted to build here and build off the legacy that was started 36 years ago. And we are going to be behind you, in front of you, on the side of you for whatever it is that you choose to do. My goal ultimately is to build this up into such an organization where we can employ people to go out and do things and have contracts and freelance and all of that, and just be able to give people incredible platforms to showcase their gifts. And the trust that you put in me, the patience that you give to me as we build this thing together is something that I will never take for granted. The 10 of you are so special for putting your trust in me. There are absolutely people who said, I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to see what it is first before I decide to join. And y'all said, you know what? Whatever it is. Mickey said this to me the other day. He said it's about, building the plane on the way down, jumping off the ledge, and we just build the plane as it's crashing, and then we get it back in the air. And I kind of feel like that's a little bit of what we have done. We have built the plane in the air. And um as long as you guys want to be here and inspire and lead, you always have a home here. And thank you. So it means I will have a good cry after September 28th, but it means more than to be here and to just be here.
So I know we're closing up, and I want to say one of the things, the category, because you ain't asked me, that I'm looking forward to for the auxiliary. I'm looking forward to the swimwear category, but not for the reasons that a lot of people might think, right? It's because all of you are doing it. It's a plus size pageant. And with District of Curves, I have always pushed for women to step outside of what society normally expects from plus size women. They think that plus size women are supposed to just be, and men are supposed to go somewhere, cry in a corner, be upset, not be confident, in the space that they're in. Whether you're on a journey to lose weight or whatever, you still have to live during that journey.
Right.
And the world wants you to be in a corner and be ashamed, until you get to whatever their version of perfect is for you, and it doesn't exist. So for all 10 of you to be doing the swimwear category at that, it's a really big thing. And I feel like it speaks to what me and Gabby wanted to do with this pageant, and what me and Gabby and me and the entire team for 11 years have been wanting to do with District of Curse. So, I'm proud of y'all for all of that. So
You always know how to put a nice bow on things. Absolutely.
Yeah, the last thing I'm gonna put this. I have something to put up on the screen for a couple seconds. You won't be able to talk while it's up. We won't be able to hear you, but I'm gonna put it up and then I'll bring it back, and then Gabby, you can close it out.
Okay.
All right, so y'all saw that, right? That was all of you ladies from the photo shoot that we did, and you guys just looked amazing, and you guys did such a great job. And this whole thing, yeah, it's a competition, but it's been more than that. This whole journey has been more than a competition. Because I mean, people got somebody has to win, right? We know that. But honestly, I feel like all of you have won. Me and Gabby have definitely won, because we've quit this pageant more times than we can count. I think we quit today.
I
Um,
definitely quit today.
you know, we quit today at about 8:15 is when we came back.
Uh huh.
So, you know, um, but you all have been amazing, and it's crazy that it's here. So like, because it was March like last week,
Right.
so it's crazy that it's here now. But it's gonna be an amazing show, and I look forward to seeing what you all do now and after. One thing that we would always tell my frat brothers when they were coming in, the younger ones, is once we got hypothetically got offline, because Alpha Phi was a non-pledge and non-hazard organization. But hypothetically, once we got offline, we would tell them that the journey begins after the process. So, the real work starts after the 28th of September. So looking forward to that with y'all.
Yeah.
That's all I
And
got.
and a good chunk of that work starts here. Um, don't you're not going far. You're not really going anywhere at all. Like I think all of you, at least, I have personally spoken to and said, I don't know where you think you're going, but you're not going anywhere. So, yeah, everything that he said, I could not have dreamed up a better inaugural class for us. Truly, all of you are incredible people, both inside and outside of this. And I don't even know who's still watching, and not because this is personal to me. Um, all of you are just a blessing from God to have here, to help here in this season for us. And it is not right when any one of you is missing, because all of you bring a unique flavor that is a very important ingredient to what makes us so great. And I don't know what I would do without you. I don't know what I would do without you, Takia. I don't know without what I would do without you, Geronda, Shantae, Cayenne, Michelle. I don't know what I would do without you. And I thank you for not quitting on this, on me, and most importantly, not quitting on yourselves, even though you tried to. And we have to have several conversations. But I thank you for not quitting on yourselves. You all have grown in so many incredible ways since you've been here, and no matter what happens, I want you to be proud of all of the ways that you have blossomed throughout this process, because I am incredibly proud of you. That's it. I'm done.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all, everybody that tuned in. Some of y'all jumped over to YouTube once Instagram ended the live. It only asked for an hour on Instagram. So a lot of y'all jumped over to YouTube. Thank you for that. Like they said, get the tickets, go to the link. And for the 27th, I'll have another promo code out tomorrow morning with a discount on it. So if you buy your tickets between tomorrow and this weekend, you can grab another discount. So, yeah, outside of that, I think we're good to go. Thank you all for joining, and we will be back with the other two categories very soon. So, yep. Great seeing y'all tonight, and we'll holler at y'all later.
Good night, guys.